the bridge over the Hogsmill where I had came a cropper in late October or early November, I can't remember. Muddy tyres and a wooden bridge, turning a corner. I ended up arse over tit. So I'm heading into Kingston, and I'll update you further as I go on. This seemingly featureless meadow of grass is actually quite famous. It's where Sir John Everett Millais painted his famous picture of Ophelia lying in the brook, and it was posed or set just along here on the Hogsmill. Under the A3 and into the relative quiet of Elmbridge Meadows. And look, that's the bridge there where the Hogsmill comes through. It's really nice to see they've been undertaking some rewilding projects along the Hogsmill, and here's the second one that they did. The first one was at the Ewell end, and this is at the Berrylands end. Nice big pool there, which looks a bit bare at the moment, but will hopefully improve. Cycle Route 75, been noodling around the back roads, and then all of a sudden you come down here and Guy. Gia the gorilla. Through Kingston and into Richmond Park. The Thames Trail, and another area that was completely underwater this time last year. Wick House and the Wick. Owned by various rock stars over the years and recorded. I think there's a recording studio in the basement. So yeah, you look it up in your rock history. Gertrude's new, not seen her before. Now, where am I? I'm up on Richmond Hill. Just brought you here because it's a very, very nice place to come in the summer's evening. Bring your mate, your partner, your loved one, your next door neighbour. Bring them up here and couple of swift beers in the Roebuck. Yeah, so why have I brought you up here? Yes, because it's A, it's a very nice place to come, but B, there's the Thames path there, and I'm going to head down there, and then I'm just going to follow that all the way back to Kingston, and then carry on Hampton Court, Walton and Weybridge, and once I get to Weybridge I will see how I feel. It's supposed to be sunny today, but can't see any sign of it. It's strangely milder than it was on Wednesday, despite the blue skies on Wednesday. So you notice short sleeves and no raincoat today. British weather for you. You have to do this ride on a weekday because it's virtually impossible on a weekend. There's so many people walking along this path. Teddington Lock, 23 kilometres done. The weir at Teddington Lock. So that's Kingston Bridge. Just saw this sign, never seen that before. Argonaut coffee, just fantastic cortado, really nice. Yeah, if you're in Kingston, come here, give him a try, lovely guy. Statue, Rise Up Rhino by Gillian Mark. Hampton Court, that's the way. Sorry. The back of Hampton Court. Come past here virtually every ride, but it's still impressive. Crossing the river again to stay on the towpath. So that was north of the river, and we're now heading over to the south side. Molesey Cricket Club, East Molesey Cricket Club actually. They've got a great restaurant there, coffees again, if we're talking good places for coffee. What could be better than sitting by the river in the greatest city in the world, London. Ah, Hurst Park now. God, it's just one thing after another here, isn't it? That's London for you. Me and the lovely Mrs S, as the boys at work used to call her, we did a guided tour around here just 2 weeks ago. There used to be a race course more popular than Kempton Park and Sandown, and it used to run along the banks of the river here. We're now on National Cycle Network 4, Route 4, if you want to look it up, or you can just follow me on Strava if you want. Go on, do some detective work, I'm sure you can find me. Dismount there for some reason. The danger of the sun coming out. Might actually put my shades on in a moment. Sunbury Lock 37k, shades are on. Lots more water falling over those weirs. I just find that really beautiful. Don't know why, it just really appeals to me. Coming into Walton, saw Ned Bolting here in Walton Village Hall. Yeah, November 23, and he and I predicted that Cav would do it. Yeah, I keep on meaning to have a beer in there. I think I've still got quite a long way to go. I do fancy a beer today, especially in the sun. Maybe later on. Walton Marina, another coffee shop, never been there. I'm sure it's very nice. Walton Bridge, so I came over here twice, 3 times actually, with Felix when we did the Windsor ride back in cold, wet February. Doilies. No idea what that is or how you get to it, in fact, or maybe across this bridge. Thames Lock opened in 1653. First lock on the Wey Navigation. That's 370 years ago. That's impressive, isn't it? Right, that's the end of the no cycling, I believe. So we started off on the Hogsmill, then we headed north on the Hogsmill to the Thames. We headed west on the Thames to Weybridge, and now we've hit the Wey Navigation canal. Look at these properties. Wow! Wow! They must be insane, the prices of those. Oh, remember this, got to cross here. Ugh, get up there. So we're going to head down Addleston, Byfleet, kind of West Byfleet, Ripley. Head down to Ripley and then back east again to home. Okay, let's rock and roll. Look at that, it's beautiful. .44k Cox's Lock. New Hall Lock opened in 1653. That's got to be the A3 or the M25 that goes over the top there. Trains, planes and automobiles. I'm going to carry on the Wey Canal towards Guildford and Godalming. Heads. Hiya. Right, 50k done, and I made it to the anchor at Ripley, and that beer was calling me. That was all I could think about since I cycled past that last pub. So pint of Badger, Bodger and Badger. That's pretty good. That is good. Look at that. That is the cyclist dream, isn't it? And we're not even in Belgium, and I've got mayo on my chips. The infamous M25 A3 interchange at Wisley. Haven't seen you for a while. Quite a bit of road work negotiating the M25 A3 clusterfuck, but I am back on 64 kilometres and somewhere near Esher Commons. Got a little bit spattered with mud there. Just the final few kilometres. I've done 74.5k. I should do 80 by the time I get back. It's a pretty good recovery ride, isn't it? I mentioned the rewilding of the Hogsmill River down at the Ewell end quite a few hours ago now. This is it basically. So they've created those big pools to slow the water down. There's another one back there, and let more natural habitat grow rather than just having a straight through rush of water that carries everything with it. And it's really quite pleasant. The plants will grow up around it eventually. And that is the end of that. Another good ride.